Good morning, Miss Amanda. Good morning, Miss Amanda. Good morning, Miss Amanda.
Good morning, Miss Amanda.
Good morning, Miss Amanda.
Guys,
Amanda.
good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning, Miss Amanda.
Morning,
Good
everybody.
morning. Good morning.
Hello? Miss Amanda?
Yes, Mohammed.
Miss, where can I find my quiz?
Your quiz will be in the second session.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
All right, everybody needs their Your Turn practice workbook. We're going to start with Your Turn practice workbook. We'll do the practice workbook in the first session. You'll have your quiz in the second session. Okay, so Your Turn practice workbook, please. Okay, just let's give a couple of minutes for everybody to join. I'll give them 2 more minutes and we'll get started. Remember, anybody later than 5 minutes for the meeting, your attendance doesn't count. So let's hope that everybody's on time every day. Okay. Whoops. Yes, ISO.
Can you tell me the page again?
131.
Okay.
131. Okay, guys, just have people in the waiting room spinning. When they enter, we'll go ahead and start. Okay. I'm at school today, so you're not able to write your names in the chat. I will take your attendance myself. Yes, Farida.
The practice your turn practice workbook and the page 131, right?
Yes, that's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start by reviewing the vocabulary. Now, we do not have a reading quiz on Sunday. However, You may see some of these words on term exam. Okay, so of course I'll give you a list before the term exam when it comes up for you to be able to prepare. Yes, Adito.
Miss, how to write my name in the chat?
Okay, again, I said we are at school today. I'm at school today, and you cannot write your name in the chat. The chat is disabled at school. So I will take your attendance for you, okay? All right, let's get started. Let's review the words that we have taken this week. We have haste, opposed, divided, perish, shattered, proclamation, tension, and address. Okay, all right. Let's see. Yeah, can you read number 1 for us, please?
Okay. What's the page?
Okay, if you didn't know the page, shouldn't you have raised your hand to ask me for the page before I called on you? Some students, every time I call on you, you don't know where we are and you're not paying attention. Guys, you need to be prepared. It's not about coming and sitting in front of the computer and not participating and pretending like you're listening. You guys have to pay attention. Otherwise, there's no point in us doing these lessons. Hamza, number 1, please.
Yes.
Can you read number 1 for us?
What word might be used to describe mental strain?
Which one of our vocabulary words might be used to describe mental strain?
Tension?
I'm sorry, I just didn't hear you.
Tension?
Tension is correct, that's right.
Okay.
Tension is correct. Hamza, can you give me a sentence with the word tension?
Okay. The boy was tension and when his dog got lost.
Tension is a noun, not a verb.
Okay.
So you can feel tension.
The boy felt tension.
Tension, it's with the
Tension?
CH sound. Tension, yeah.
Tension when his dog got lost.
Okay, very good, that's right. That would be something that would make you feel stressed or bothered, yeah. Okay, thank you, Hamza. Okay, I have a lot of people with their hand up. If you'd like to answer, please put your hand down. I'm going to call on people randomly. Okay, if your hand is up just to answer, I need you to put your hand down. If you have a question, you can keep your hand up. Yes, Jada, what's your question?
Miss Amanda, which page of your turn?
131.
131?
Yes, dear.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay, guys. So Hamza told us that tension is a word that might be used to help mental strain, okay? When you are bothered by something, when you are stressed by something. Right now I am stressed by the word box with your name on it because I can't get it to move off the screen. And so I'm having trouble trying to reduce your page or enlarge your page. I'm going to reopen this with the word viewer. Your name box is right in the middle and I can't get it to move, so it is stressing me out and causing me tension. Okay, so the first word is tension. Let's see, 1 second. The computer at school has become tired and moving very slowly, maybe because it hasn't been used. It's hibernating, resting. See how long it's taking for me to open any folders? Okay. So the word then we said is tension, and Hamza told us that tension, a person feels tension when they lose their dog. Okay, any stressful situation can cause you tension. All right, let's take a look together. At the word tension and how they used it in the sentence in your book. All right, it says, I feel tension when the due date of a project gets closer. I feel tension when the due date of a project gets closer. So of course, when your project is due and you haven't finished it, you would feel mental strain and feel stressed about it. And this is tension, okay? Moving on to number 2. Read number 2 for us, please. Abdurrahman.
What is an official public announcement? Proclamation.
Okay, proclamation is right. Can you give me a sentence with proclamation, please?
The new proclamation was about a new cirque.
About a new what?
Cirque.
Okay. So a proclamation then is an what? What is a proclamation, Abdurrahman? That's right. When you make an announcement in public to tell people of something that is official. Okay, it means that who could make a proclamation for the school? Who could make a public announcement for our school? Abdurrahman, who would be the person to make a public announcement for our school? Hello?
Yes.
Who would make a public announcement for our school?
Mr. Osama?
Okay, maybe Mr. Osama, right? Maybe Ms. Rada, you're correct. Very good, thank you. So the sentence in the book says, the mayor's proclamation about the town fair excited everyone. So of course, the mayor is the person in charge of the city and is an official who is allowed to make a proclamation, okay? Thank you very much, Abdurrahman. Adito, do you have a question? I can't hear you.
No, I want to answer.
Okay, I told you guys, keep your hands down. I will call on you to answer, okay? I want to make sure everyone's paying attention, so I will call on you. Who is Sherryhan Rafe? Sherryhan Rafe. I don't remember which student. You told me this is the mother's name. Please change the name on your account to your name. Hello? Hello, who is Sherryhan?
Yes, miss.
Hi, Leila. Change your name to your name so I know who you are, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, hon. Mohammed, do you have a question?
Miss Amanda, I wanted to say
I'm sorry?
a sentence about proclamation.
Proclamation?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, tell us.
The government made a proclamation about the new president.
Okay, very good, thank you. All right. Let's see, number 3. Read number 3 for us, please. Farida.
If something is in two separated pieces, what is it? Divided.
Okay. When something is separated into pieces, it is divided. Okay, can you give me a
Sure. I divided the box of candies with my cousins.
Very good, thank you. All right,
You're welcome.
so Farida is dividing candy in our sentence from the book. It says, I divided the box of strawberries to share them with my sister, okay? All right, very good. Thank you, Farida. Wahba,
Yes.
read number 4, please.
What is another word for quickness? Haste.
Okay.
Should I say a sentence?
Another word for quickness, haste. Can you give me a sentence with the word haste, Wahba?
When I go to the club, I like to go in a haste so I can meet my friends early.
Okay, so I go haste when going to the club to meet my friends. Okay, very good. Thank you, Wahba. When I want to play outside, I finish my chores in haste. Okay, that they do the chores quickly because they want to go outside. All right, thank you very much, Wahba. Reem.
What word might describe something broken in my piece? Shattered. Shattered.
Shattered, that's right. Shattered. What word might describe something broken in many pieces? The word is shattered. Can you give me a sentence about shattered?
Oh,
Hello, Reem.
hello.
Can you give me a sentence using the word shattered?
Okay. The puzzle is shattered.
I'm sorry, the what is shattered?
The puzzle is shattered.
I just didn't hear.
The puzzle is shattered.
I'm sorry, I can't hear what you're saying.
The puzzle is shattered.
All right, the bottle is shattered, right? A bottle made of glass. Glass shattered when she dropped it on the floor, okay? So something that shatters breaks into many pieces. Thank you. Okay, number 6. Number 6. Jumana?
Yes.
Number 6, please.
Number 6. If you don't take care of a plant, what might it do? Perish?
That's right. If you don't take care of a plant, what might it do? It would perish. All right, can you give me a sentence using the perish?
Mm,
All right, do you need help from a friend?
yeah.
Okay, let's ask one of your friends. Mayanne, can you give us a sentence using the word perish?
Yes. Say I can say without a fridge, the food could perish.
That's exactly right. Without a refrigerator, the food would perish. Very good. Excellent sentence. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's move on now. It says here for the word perish, without rain, the crops will perish, of course. Grow if it doesn't have rain. Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to number 7. Yes.
Yes, Miss Amanda.
Can you read number 7 for us?
Yes. What is another word for against?
What's another word for against? I'm sorry?
Perish.
Did you say perish?
Yes.
Yeah, perish we just used. Perish means that something is going to die or will not live. Can you give it another try?
Okay. Opposed.
That's right, opposed. Opposed means to be against, okay? Opposed is against. We have, when we are against someone, we call them our opponent. Okay, opposed means against. All right, can you give me a sentence with the word opposed, Yusuf?
I the American people opposed about the slavery.
Hey, your voice is cutting out for me. I can't make out the sentence. Can you say it one more time, please? Hello, you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I oppose to
Okay, I'm
play.
gonna mute you. Yes, honey, you hear me? Can you? I'm sorry, I can't hear what you're saying. Your voice is cutting out. Try one more time.
I oppose to play basketball because I liked soccer more.
Okay, I'm sorry that I can't make it out. If you'd like to write it in the chat for me, oh, you can't. I'm sorry, I can't make out what you're saying. Your voice is cutting in and out, and I can't make out the words. Let's see, if someone can hear them and they hear me very well, please raise your hand. Farida, what did you hear you say as a sentence?
I thought that you wanted if you I thought that I heard you that you said if we hear you.
I asked if some, thank you, honey. I asked if someone heard his sentence. Wahba, could you hear him?
Yes.
What did he say?
To play basketball because I like football.
Okay, so against something, if you want to say I opposed, you would say you wouldn't say I opposed to play. You would say I opposed playing basketball because I preferred football. Okay? All right, thank you very much, Wahba. All right, let's move on to number 8. The word for opposed in our books, the students were opposed to class on Saturdays. Students were against class on Saturdays. Let's move on to number 8 now. Moaz?
What might a politician give to a crowd of people? Address.
Address, okay? What might a politician give to a crowd of people? Address, okay? Can you give me a sentence with address?
Yes.
Hello, Moaz, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you give us a sentence for address?
Yes.
What is an address? What is an address, Moaz? Moaz, I can't hear you at all. Are you with me? Yes, what does address mean?
Address. Address mean is
You guys, we just did a vocabulary sheet on these words last night for homework. We're supposed to be remembering the meanings when we practice them.
an official speech. Address mean an official speech.
Okay, so can now you give me a sentence with the word address? How about I get you started? Last night, the president
Address.
Well, as I can't tell if you're here or not, I don't hear any sound at all. All right, honey, I'm gonna move on to somebody else because I can't hear anything coming from you. Let's see. Tia, can you give us a sentence with the word address? Hello, Tia.
The president yesterday was emotional.
How about yesterday, the president gave what?
Address.
Okay, an address. All right, that's good. Yesterday, the president gave an address. Last night, the president gave an address that focused on jobs. Okay. All right. So an address is a public speech. Last night, the president gave an address that focused on jobs. Okay, thank you, honey. All right. Any questions regarding the vocabulary terms? Yes, Wahba.
I was going to tell you to let Farida in, but now she's in.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Let's move on now to page 136. Page 136. All right, on page 136, we're going to talk about the genre. Now, yesterday, there were a couple people who did not read. Reem, do you have a question?
Miss, would we make the grammar test? Are we going
Are
to
you
make
asking
the
about the
grammar?
test?
Yes.
When we first started the meeting, I told guys we would have the grammar test in the second session. Okay, in the next session, we'll have the grammar test. Yes, Farida?
Miss, sorry if I left. I disconnected from the meeting.
It's no problem, honey, no problem. I understand, it's okay. All right, yes, Basil, your question?
You say yesterday you will let Tahir and Yasin go away because they don't read yesterday.
Yes, that's right, I remember. There were two people who didn't read, 2 or 3, I can't remember how many. All right, let's see. Yasin, you did not read yesterday. Can you read for us?
Yes. Miss, so page 10. Page what?
The page on the
Miss,
screen, sweetheart.
okay. Johnny F. Candy did not plan to be a politician. He wanted to have a job, in a dictionary for the new over from
A job in academics.
from 1947 1953 in the House of Representatives. He was a senator
Representatives.
from 1953 1960.
1953, from 1953 to 1960.
The word in
1961.
Not what your country can do for us, what you can do for your country. He wanted
Country.
people better each other's lives.
Okay, do your thing. All right, Yusuf and Tahir. I didn't forget. I'll get to you as soon as I can with something to read, okay? Encouraging change. I will read quickly because it was very broken for me, so I don't know how much you were able to hear or if it was just me who could not hear. John F. Kennedy did not plan to be a politician. That means that he wants to run for office. He wanted to have a job in academics or the news. However, from 1947 to 1953, he was in the House of Representatives. Remember, I told you the 3 branches of government. This is one of the branches. He was a senator from 1953 to 1960. In 1960, he was elected president. The words in his speech in 1961 helped bring change. He said, "It's not That's not what your country can do for you, that's what you can do for your country. He wanted people to better each other's lives, okay? John F. Kennedy was president who was assassinated not long after he took office. Okay? Just like Abraham Lincoln, they didn't like what he said, and so he was killed. Yusuf and Tahir, I know you did not read. I promised you as soon as I came with something, okay? Do you have a question for me, Tahir?
No, I wanted to read.
Okay, honey, there was only one paragraph, so I had to pick one person to read. I promise that you and Yusuf will get a turn to read, okay? But not, I don't know if I have something to do, but I promise I will make the two of you are the next two to read. Just remind me, okay? All right, let's answer questions. How do we know that this text is a biography? How do we know that what we read is a biography about John F. Kennedy? Wahba?
Because it is the story of a real person, John F. Kennedy, that is written by another person, and it is told in a logical order.
That's right. That's exactly right. So it's a story of a person written by another person, and it's told in logical order, means an order that events happen. Okay? And it also has primary sources. What is this that we have next to the story? We have a primary source. Here is a photo of John F. Kennedy. Remember, we said a primary source is a source that was taken at the time the event happened. So he is giving a speech. John F. Kennedy is addressing Congress in 1961, and this is a photo of him speaking to the members of Congress, okay? Thank you, Wahba. All right, number 2. Well, we kind of answered that with the first one. What's the text feature that the text includes? Leanne, tell us.
Yes. Primary source.
What is the text feature?
Primary source.
Yeah, it is a primary source, but what is it? What is this?
A cap. No, not.
Is this a
A
map?
caption. No, illustration.
Okay, there is a caption. What is this about the caption?
The
It's not an
illustration.
illustration. An illustration is something that someone draws. So not an illustration. What is it? It's not an illustration.
A photograph.
What happens when we get a picture from a camera? What do we call it?
A photograph.
That's right. So we have a photograph and the caption Leanne told us about. I want you to attention here. At the bottom it says, he asks not what your country do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Notice this is in quotation marks. This is called a quotation. When someone is speaking, we use the words that they say, we call it a quotation. All right, it contains a quotation, a photograph, and a caption. All right, what does the caption tell us about the photograph? Thank you, Leanne. What does the caption tell us about the photograph? Yet?
It tells when and to whom President Kennedy gave a speech.
Okay, so it tells us when he gave a speech, right? It tells when and to whom he was talking to. He was talking to Congress. So it tells us when and to whom President Kennedy gave a speech. Very good, yeah, thank you. All right, so let's see, number 4. How do you know the photograph is a primary source? Source. Melik?
Yes. How do you know the photograph is a primary source?
How do we know the photograph? Yeah.
The primary resource has text
How do we know?
features.